Observe this. Now we are talking about system of linear non-homogeneous equations. So what do I mean by linear non-homogeneous is, earlier we had zeros in place of C1 and C2. Now we are having C1 and C2. Therefore, it is called as linear non-homogeneous equations, right? So if you want to express it in terms of matrix form, you can do this. So you can write it like quotients can be pulled out and then unknowns can be written here. Earlier we have written zeros here. Now we can write C1, C2. What is the meaning of it? A1x plus B2y equal to C1, A2x plus B2y equal to C2. Just the same form of writing earlier also we did it, right? Ax equal to B. Okay, so before going ahead and finding out how to solve it and how to find the number of solutions, what I would like to say is, many people think that if you have two equations and two unknowns, we will always be able to solve it. That is actually false. Again, what I mean to say is, many people think that if you have two equations and two unknowns, many people think that we can solve it, but it is not actually true. I'll just take an example and show you why it is not true. If you have x plus y equal to, let's say 1 is one equation, and then 2x plus 2y equal to 10, if this is the equation, you please try to solve it. For any values of x and y, you cannot satisfy both the equations simultaneously. Why is that so? Is simple. If you observe the first one, this is given as x plus y equal to 1. If you observe the second equation, it is given as x plus y equal to 5, isn't it? Therefore, when you pick up the values of x and y, in order to satisfy this equation in such a way that the sum is 1, then obviously the sum cannot be 5, right? Such a system of equations is called as inconsistent. Earlier we didn't face this problem. Okay, earlier in homogeneous equations, when C1 and C2 were 0, there was no problem about inconsistency, but here there will be a problem about inconsistency. So before you try to find out the solutions of the equations, you should be able to find out whether you could solve them or not. What does it mean? Whether they are consistent or not. Consistency means you should be able to find out the solution, but clearly they are, in this case the examples are inconsistent. This is one case where you will not be able to find out the solutions. Let me give you one more example. Let us say I am giving you two equations and two unknowns. The two equations are like this: x plus y equal to 1 and x plus 2x plus 2y equal to 2. We have two unknowns x and y and two equations. You might feel that we can find out the unique solution for it, but it is not true. It is not always true, especially for such example it is not true. So why is that so? Is, if you observe it, the second equation is nothing but linearly dependency of the first equation, which means from the first equation itself we can get the second equation. So ultimately finally they have given us only one equation. So we have x plus y equal to 1. This is the equivalent set for the given set. What does it mean? Here the number of equations is less than number of variables. In such case, even in this case also, you will not be able to uniquely find the solution of the you will not be uniquely able to find the solution. The reason is simple. With just one equation, there will be no unique solution. The reason is simple. See this. In order to solve this, you have to assume that y equal to k, some random value, and for that y equal to k, x will be equal to 1 minus k. Right? So this is the generic solution, and depending on the values of k's, you can actually get lots of solutions. Therefore, this system will have infinite solutions. So now what I mean to say is, by giving these examples, till now you must be having this strong belief that when there are n equations and n unknowns, you will be able to find out unique solution. That is not always true. Yes, you can find them in some cases, but then it is not always true. What are the examples? Here, one example is when the equations are inconsistent, you will not be able to solve them. Never, isn't it? In order to satisfy both these equations, no value of x and y will satisfy both of them simultaneously, right? And if they are consistent also, again you have to check whether they are infinite number of solutions or unique solutions. Therefore, we have, coming to this non-homogeneous case, we have three cases. Coming to homogeneous, we had only two cases. One is infinite number of solutions and the other is zero solution. But here we have three cases to worry about. One is no solution at all, right? This is the case, inconsistent. And other is infinite number of solutions. This is the case. Let's take one more example about the unique solution also. See this. Let us say x plus y equal to 1 and x minus y equal to 2. Let's assume that this is given. Okay, x minus y equal to 3. Then what does it mean? If you solve this, you will get that for x equal to 2 and y equal to 1, x equal to 2 and what is the value of y? Y equal to minus 1, is it? Yes. For x equal to 2 and y equal to minus 1, it can be solved. These two equations will be satisfied. So what does it mean? There can be a chance of unique solution. So what I mean to say is, coming to this non-homogeneous equations, we have these three cases. One is no solution, one is infinite number of solutions, and other is unique solutions. So I hope that you got the difference. In homogeneous case, we will not have inconsistency, because right hand side, since they are always zeros, right? Since they are always zeros, there is no way you get inconsistent there. All the time there will be at least one solution which is nothing but the zero solution. Therefore, here in case of homogeneous equations, only two variants are, only two possibilities are there. What are the two possibilities? One is unique solution and the other is infinite solution, right? So what is unique solution? Zero solution. Infinite solution means we have already seen lot of examples. Now for solving this, we need special notations. I'll tell you. So how to solve this, I'll tell you, I'll explain you the method first, and then we shall see lots of examples on it. It will be clear. Okay, I hope that these concepts are clear. So what I want you to remember is, if there are n equations and n unknowns, you will not be able to solve the unique solution. You find the unique solution always. Okay, just keep that in mind. We shall see how to analyze this and how to get all the cases. Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So, first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%. But all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have, you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.